Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode here on Somerset Farm, where I have some exciting things for us to go ahead and do today, which actually involves us not using our tractors for once. We're going to jump into the X class and go down to the shop because I have some equipment that I've leased sitting down there waiting on us. Should probably put some lights on. It's a bit of a dull, dreary start to this day, I suppose it would be. Let's go for some ridiculous overtaking manoeuvre. This is a totally legal manoeuvre right there. But what I have leased is that beast right there. Have a look at that thing. So what I'll do is I'll just park the truck up over here. And we'll go and have a little look over at it. I mean, just look at that thing. It's a beast. It's of course a Dutz Frar 9340 TTV Warrior in matte green with matte grey tyres, crawler tracked, and we've got the Grime GL860 6-metre potato planter all fully loaded. I think that would actually make a better thumbnail right there. The way those lights are lit up, that is awesome. This is a very nicely done mod. I would absolutely love to be able to own one of these tractors, but it was about £300,000, so I figured we'd just lease it. Now, as promised at the end of the last episode, I did go ahead and sort the greenhouses out. That's the word I was looking for. I got the manure put in them. I also had to finish seeding myself because the hired worker was a hired worker and left about half of what I asked it to do. Oh, let's just hope I took out the extended insurance so I don't have to pay for all the damage that I'm inevitably going to be putting on this machine. So what we're going to do is we're going to head up here and we're going to... Let's actually have a look at the inside of this cab. That is just... The view over that bonnet is something else, very different to all the other machines we've got. This says twice the power of the Renault. Now I don't think we need anywhere near this amount of power for a potato planter, but I figured, you know what, why not? Be something a bit different. It's almost like a luxury supercar's dials there, or at least a modern car. I don't know, I don't spend much time in either of those if I'm being completely honest. Well, we left the gate open on field 35. It's not our field anymore though. Now the downside to the crawler tracks is it does affect this tractor's ability to go around corners quite badly. Let's get this behemoth of a planter unfolded. Now, as part of the lease, we got the potatoes and fertiliser included for narrative reasons. So let's get some potatoes planting. I don't normally do potatoes. It's normally something I actually shy away from because they take so long to harvest. But I thought, you know what, let's go ahead and do them. Something a little bit different on this map, seeing as I think next week is the final week on this map, and then we'll be moving over to another one. So we'll have to get these potatoes harvested. I've got something interesting in mind for that as well. Obviously we can't afford to buy a potato planter, that would be insane. but obviously we're gonna lease the harvester. But I'd like to wash and sort the potatoes using the global company mod. I figured that that's not something I've ever even tried off camera before, so we'll give it a shot, see how well it goes. And this is one of those not so realistic ways of planting potatoes. It's yeah, you wouldn't do them like this. Planting potatoes is one thing I have actually assisted in. I've not driven the tractor as such, but when I was, it's going to make me sound old, when I was much younger, I remember the field out the back of my house at the time was being planted with potatoes, and me and my older brother assisted the farmer with that. That was back a long time ago now, though. It was back in the mid-90s when picking the stones up from the field happened with a tractor and a low trailer. People would just jump on and off the trailer to pick the stones up. Don't know if that's how it's still done or not, but that's my experience of it. But I do remember when the farmer was planting the field, he was very particular about his straight lines, as you'd expect. He wasn't doing donuts. Which, as amusing as that would have been, I'm sure it would have probably affected the yield. But like I said, this is not a realistic series by any stretch of the imagination. This is just a for fun series. So, planting potatoes around 90-degree corners is perfectly acceptable here. But I think we should jump into a bit of a time lapse for this one. We've got this field and we've got field 28 both to do it. Field 28 I think is a larger area as well, so this may take us some time. If we need to, we will get more potatoes from the shop, but I think we should probably pay for those ones. And I will see you guys at the end of this time lapse. Hopefully you enjoy. Okay guys, that is all the potatoes planted, and we're on our way back up to the store because I figured we've got this tractor for a bit longer anyway. I figured we'd do a couple of contracts, so we're going to pick up a cultivator for doing a contract. So we have a contract to do a massive field. We actually have 2 cultivating contracts to do. Now this thing is not too much bigger than ours, but I thought I'd give it a shot because it's not one I've ever used before. It's a Vaderstad Carrier 820, 8 meters wide. Never used it before. It's very, very bright. I figured let's give it a shot. So if I show you here, we have 2 active contracts. This is the multiple contracts mod that I'm using. So we've got field 1 and field 45. Field 45 is this big one up here. Field 1 is, I think, one of the biggest fields on the map. But we're going to head up here and do field 45 first. It looks like we have to come up here and along this track here, possibly. But I figured we'd use something that needed a bit more horsepower with the tractor that has all the horsepower. And I mean, this machine is pretty epic anyway, so I'm more than happy to use it for a few extra jobs. And I'm not going to make you endure the full not fertilizing, cultivating, that's the one. Words are definitely hard. I'm not going to make you endure the full cultivation of field 1 because that's going to take a little bit of time, even with this large cultivator. The contract had the option for us to take a massive fent with tracks and one of those ridiculously big, I think like 18-meter cultivators, one of the big ones. But it would never have been able to even go down the road. It would have had to turn traffic off and everything for that. Now I think we go in here. Well, the amount of extra land that would come with that. Well, it's not even a field. But that is definitely field ground there. Field 45 is this one directly in front of us here. At least the gate opens it in the way. Look at that. Beautiful tractor. Now the front bumper that we have on this tractor does have, I think, oh dear, does have like 900 and odd kilo weight on it. Hopefully this isn't going to be one of those cultivators that likes to drift everywhere. We'll find out. Even if it is, there's always a way to make them work. But yeah, this is definitely going to make light work of this field at least. The field's not as big as it looks on the map. And once we get this field done, we'll make our way down to field 1 and get it done as well. Yeah, it's a bit of a drifty cultivator. I was kind of hoping it wasn't going to be. Of course, it doesn't make a difference whether we get right up to the very edge of the field or not, but I'll get as much of it as convenient to do so. We could have come through that gate there as well. I will probably go back and get those corners, but I think what I'll do is, for the sake of it, I'm going to chop this part of the field off from the rest and do it first. But let me know in the comments section down below what you think of this tractor that we've got leased here, and also let me know what your favourite brand of tractor is. It'd be interesting to know all the different brands that you guys favour, whether it be your favourite tractor in-game or in real life. Personally, I like class tractors. I think they're they're up there among my favourite tractors. I'm also impartial, as most of you will probably know from the start of the series, to MB tracks. We did have one at the beginning of the series, but the mod in question unfortunately ended up not being as useful to us on this map as it could have been. Nothing against the mod or anything like that, it's just we ended up upgrading to the Renault, which I think was the best thing to do. We needed a tractor with a bit more power, and we were using a New Holland quite a lot anyway. So it fell to the MB track to be replaced, unfortunately. But we might end up getting another one at another point, maybe in another series, maybe later on in this a series that follows on from this one. So I'm sure I've mentioned a couple of times now, but I want to do something a little bit unique with this series, in the sense of this series is going to technically end in 3 more episodes after this one. But the tractors and our money are going to transfer with us to the next series. So although this map will end, the series will continue. It will be under a new playlist on a new farm, but it will be a continuation of our narrative, if you will, of this map. So maybe later in the effective series that we're running here, we'll get another one as a little yard shunter, something along those lines. This is doing this field really quickly. So I'll get this one done, and I'll bring you guys back, should I say, when I'm on my way down to field 1. Okay guys, slight change of plan. I had a look at the contracts, and we actually have other cultivating contracts to do. One on field 38, as I'll show you here. We've got one on field 38 and one on field 25. So we're going to do field 38 just now, and then we're going to do field 25. To get to field 38, you have to come past field 34, up past the very neat forest, and down by this cliff here. Cultivator sliding down a hill there. So it looks like a crop has withered here. Good thing it's not one of ours. So I'll crack on with this one, and we'll come back to the field 25, and then we'll move over to field 1. I'll not take any more contracts, I promise. But I'll see you guys when we're on our way over. Okay, that is field 39 done, I think it is. 38, 39? 38. Now we need to head over to field 25, which conveniently enough is just across the road from the end, from where this path comes out. So that did not take really any time at all. This is a very good setup. We may upgrade to a cultivator like this at some point. Past our freshly planted field of potatoes and the John Deere parking lot. I still need to move those bales. So to get to field 25, we have to turn up this dirt track on the right here. As far as I can tell with the map. I've never actually been to field 25 before, but I'm pretty sure this is the way. Yeah, this looks like the one. So let's get a start made on this. Now this is what I was on about before, I think in the previous episodes, where I said that the worked area is different to the actual field boundaries. So conveniently on this particular field we can work this what's that? Is that wheat that we're cultivating in there? Apart from maybe that. Oh no, we did get it. So this is a nice long rectangular field. This field would probably be easy to work for a hired worker, but as per the last couple of fields, I'm going to get this done and then we'll move over to field 1. Okay, just doing the last pass. The contract's technically finished on this field, but I'm a bit of a perfectionist with this. I wouldn't be able to sleep tonight if I left a strip in the middle of the field like this. So now all we have left to do is field 1. I'm not entirely sure how to get to field 1, so once we've got this finished, we'll set folding up and then we'll have a quick look at the map and see if we can figure it out. There we go. 3 completed jobs. None of them are worth an awful lot, right? So we need to go down past the BGA, turn left, then turn right, and we'll actually get to see this infamous pub that I don't think I've ever been down by. But yeah, very, very happy with this setup. I don't think I necessarily needed to hire a machine anywhere near this size and power for any of the tasks I've used it for. It was more of a why not type thing. I wanted to do something a little bit different, and then I seen this in the store. I was like, ooh, we shall get that. Am I going to be able to make that turn? Not bad at all. So what I'll do with field 1 is I will put it on a time lapse. I don't normally like doing 2 time lapses in one episode, but field 1 is such a big field that it's quite a lot to cut out. So we will time lapse that, but we'll do a bit of it in real time beforehand. So down this road here. And the pub is this the pub? This does not look like much of a pub. I will say that. That's not necessarily a pub I'd like to go to. But it might just be a naming thing. So we've got 2 gates that we need to go through. It looks like we're going to be cultivating in another withered crop, which is fine. Or is this maybe cotton? No, it's a withered crop. That is an awesome looking tractor. We definitely need to save some money back and see if we can get one of these at some point. Never normally been the biggest fan of dudes. Well, this one's very pretty. I'm gushing over a tractor. I'm sure there's a few therapists that will have something to say about that. So let's see if I can line this up in the corner of the field a bit better. So yeah, we'll do at least one headland live so you can get an idea of the scale of this field. And yeah, I can see why this contract was offering such a large cultivator with it. Even with this pretty sizable 8 meter, I'm pretty sure this is an 8 meter cultivator. This isn't going to be a 5-minute job. It might end up being a 10-minute job, which is an awful long time. But the reason I'm doing all these contracts is because I think we should buy an i4 Williams trailer. It's one of the other reasons why I took the pickup truck down to the store. I want to take it back with the pickup truck. knew it was going to end up missing a bit there. Let's see if we can line ourselves up a little bit better here. I think I still technically missed a little bit in that corner, but it's fine. Half of what we're doing here is probably not even part of the contract anyway. Well, yeah, it would have been nice to own a field this size on this map, but I'm pretty sure this field is really expensive. As it should be, because it's, I think, maybe the second biggest field on the map. Hopefully we can just skirt by that gate there. But yeah, we'll definitely have to time lapse this because it's just too much to cut out. I don't mind doing a bit of work in the smaller fields off camera, but a big field like this, you know, this is worth over £1,000 this contract, so which on the grand scheme of things isn't an awful lot. Also don't want to be having to reverse all the time either, but I think for the first, I think I've worked it out for 3 headlands with this machine. After you do 3 headlands you can turn and not miss any. But what I'll do is I'll jump into the time lapse and I'll see you guys on the other end of it. Okay guys, hopefully you enjoyed that time lapse as much as I enjoyed recording it. I went for some pretty cool cinematic shots. I love the way this thing bounces along on the ground like that. It's just cool on all different levels. Not the easiest way to cultivate a field, mind you. I've cultivated fields easier than that one. Usually I personally find it helps to see where you're going when you're driving, but it was completely worth every second of it for those stunning shots. We'll be nice and close these gates. I can't see us coming back up here anytime soon, but what I've done is I've returned the potato planter, and we're going to go back to the store just now and return these to them. Now when I say go back to the store, I do have to turn left. Should probably have some beacons on for driving along the road. I've also purchased the i4 Williams trailer. It's down at the store waiting on us. We're not going to be taking anything back to the farm with us today, but we do definitely need the trailer in the future. Oh, this is going to be fun. Hopefully that car doesn't catch up. I did that no problem at all, actually. So what I'll do is I'll go and park this back where I picked up from. There's our daily income from the land that we own, from the additional finances, I think it's called, something like that. Basically you get paid, if you're not running seasons, you get paid daily, dependent on the amount of money you get. Sort of like a government subsidy, but it's not those signs. Now on a side note, I was looking at this truck earlier. When you turn the wheel, everything's fine, until you turn too much, then things start to get really painful looking. Oh, I mean, look at that. We must have got these arms from the same place that Elsa got her hair from Frozen. But yeah, that's just not right. Oh, wrists are definitely not meant to make that shape. But here's a little trailer we got. I say little, it's actually a fairly sizable trailer, and it's got ramps on it as well, so you can put machines in here as well. But it's just a little twin axle i4 Williams trailer. I didn't put a registration plate on it because we're not necessarily going to always be doing UK maps, and we will probably be using this trailer for the foreseeable future, or even when we go to different maps. It's actually the next map we go to that I'm going to need this trailer for. So I'll just take it back to the farm. We need to find a nice suitable place to park it. I could park it where I had the livestock trailer, I suppose. Back, way back on episode 1. Not that it was that long ago, just a few weeks ago now. Let's see if I can reverse it in here without wrecking everything. Let's try and not do that. I just don't want the bushes to be like clipping through it too much. Something like that's probably in the way. Let's just... I'll be fine. So we'll put our truck back to where I like to park it now, which is just out of the way here. And I'm going to call this episode here for today. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. If you have, then you know what to do. You can hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, you can hit the subscribe button. And you can also ring the bell notification as well, so that way you get notified of all future uploads and live streams. And it's all very fancy when it works. When it doesn't work, not so much, but it lets you know most of the time Alternatively, you can also join my Discord, because I have a channel specifically in my Discord for notifying you whenever I post anything new. The link for my Discord server is in the description below. On top of that, you can also find me on Twitter. My Twitter name is on screen just now. You can just search Twitter for me there, and that's a good place to get hold of me. And as always, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.